Hey everyone, this is Michael again, and welcome to my review of tonight's edition of Smackdown. And tonight's Smackdown was held from the same arena that Raw was at last night, which was the American Airlines Arena in Dallas, Texas. And I thought tonight's Smackdown, aside from Daniel Bryan returning, aside from the Daniel Bryan stuff, and we had the Usos there, and I have to say the Charlotte versus Natalya match. It was just meh. It wasn't that good of a show, in my opinion. It was just, same old shit with SmackDown. But it's also after I review SmackDown, I'm gonna review the mixed match challenge match. So, but tonight's SmackDown opened with Daniel Bryan coming out, and it was announced today that Daniel Bryan, big news that Daniel Bryan has been cleared to wrestle again, to get in the ring again and have a match, in the future. And that's really cool. That's really awesome. I'm really happy that he's cleared to compete in the ring again. I'm really happy for Daniel Bryan. But it opened up with him coming out, talking about his recovery for 2 years. And, he was saying how Brie, his wife Brie Bella, of course, told him to see a specialist, and fight for his dreams. Because, you could tell, that Daniel Bryan loves wrestling. He loves competing. You could tell, his life is wrestling. Going out there and entertaining people. And, he says for 2 months, he was telling WWE to look at his case. And they sent him to a neurologist. And he was actually told by the neurologist, they told him that, he is cleared to compete again in the ring. And he ends up thanking everyone. He thanks also his wife, Brie Bella. And, he says he doesn't know when or where he is going to return, to the ring. The crowd starts chanting, WrestleMania, because the crowd wants to see him compete at WrestleMania. And, he says to the crowd, "Oh, is that a good idea?" And the crowd starts chanting, "Yes, yes." The crowd was really hot for Daniel Bryan. After they showed the Daniel Bryan promo when SmackDown started, it cuts to the whole arena, and the whole arena was going, "Yes, yes, yes." And then that's when Daniel Bryan ended up coming out. So, but it was a really good promo from Daniel Bryan. Also, very emotional in parts. But it was a really good promo, and it was really enjoyable. Really liked the words that Daniel Bryan had to say. You could tell that he loves the fans, and the fans begged him, was begging him, when, like, if they wanted to see him in the ring again. With Daniel being cleared, we never thought that this was ever going to happen. Thought, he was going to retire. He was just going to be, retired for so long. His career was going to, be over from that. But really happy. Like I said, that he's cleared. Really happy for that. Really, hope to see him in the ring again, which probably is going to be at WrestleMania. So, but it was a good promo. It was a good segment from Daniel Bryan. Then when SmackDown came back from commercial, Daniel Bryan was walking backstage. Referee Charles Robinson, approached him, welcoming Daniel Bryan back, and Daniel Bryan ends up telling Charles Robinson. If he sees Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn, to send them both to his office. Then Dolph Ziggler comes, welcomes Daniel Bryan back. Dolph ends up telling him, oh, now, I can beat you. And then Daniel ends up saying to Dolph, well, you can try. And that pretty much ended the backstage segment with him. So then we had the first match, Shinsuke Nakamura versus Rusev. The match was okay, wasn't great or perfect by any means. People are really liking this Rusev Day still. You had Aiden English out there ringside. Also, AJ Styles was watching the match, and the production department fucked up because AJ Styles is the WWE champion, and they put a graphic saying United States champion. And I'm like, somebody's drunk in the production department. But the match itself, was okay. Nakamura won the match with the roll-up on Rusev. Then you had, after the match, Rusev and Aiden end up beating up on Nakamura. Nakamura then takes out Rusev, and then he drops Aiden. So that pretty much was what happened. And then we saw Charlotte backstage. Natalya approaches her. Natalya says, it should be her facing Charlotte at WrestleMania and not Asuka. Natalya's like, oh, I could be both you and Asuka. And she goes on to say that Asuka is afraid of her. And Charlotte was like to Natalya, why don't you face me tonight? So that match is happening tonight. It was a little backstage segment with them both. Then AJ Styles was backstage. Nakamura was there. Styles says to Nakamura, oh, you're going to beat me at WrestleMania. And Nakamura goes, yes, with the need to face. Same old shit with Nakamura. He always says, he's been saying that to Styles for the past weeks. So it's the same old shit. Same old shit. And then we had Baron Corbin versus Ty Dillinger. This was pretty much a nothing match. Ty Dillinger, sad what they're doing with Ty Dillinger. Making, he's pretty much, like one of those jobber wrestlers that you put in the ring and easily get beat. But like I said, the match was nothing. Baron Corbin ended up winning with the end of days to Ty Dillinger. So moving on, it was like I said, it was a nothing match. Then after that, we had Natalya versus Charlotte. This was actually a pretty decent match. It was back and forth between Natalya and Charlotte. You had, Charlotte taking out Natalya. She was chopping away at Natalya at points in the match. You had Natalya end up suplexing Charlotte from the top. Charlotte was trying to lock in. Charlotte was locking in the figure four, which she was gonna do the figure eight, but Natalya ended up rolling out. And we had Carmella end up coming out. She was trying to cash in, the Money in the Bank, and pretty much basically Charlotte just laid Carmella out, with the boot to the face, and that pretty much distracted Charlotte, and it gave Natalya the chance to pin Charlotte with the roll up, and so Natalya ends up winning the match. So, but it was a decent match. I liked it. Then we had the Usos come out saying that Fastlane, it was them versus the New Day until Harper and Rowan, Luke Harper, Eric Rowan, the Bludgeon Brothers got involved. They ended up saying, the Bludgeon Brothers was coming out to hurt them, but they said, they are still here, holding down the tag team division, holding on to the tag team titles. They also end up saying that they are the best tag team, WWE has seen. And Jimmy says, him and Harper are going to go one-on-one. And that's pretty much what the match was. It was Luke Harper versus Jimmy Uso. Match itself, was okay. Not great or perfect by any means, though. But this was just, them to get, Harper, to build Harper up, more with the, more with him and Eric Rowan. But Harper ended up getting the win with the clothesline to Jimmy Uso to score the win. But match itself was okay. Not perfect or great. And then we had Jinder Mahal out there with Sunil Singh saying that, Jinder Mahal was saying that the crowd that boos him are hypocrites. And he says, he is the man to make SmackDown a better show. Yeah. Oh, man, I had to laugh at that. And he says that people should be worshiping him. Oh, Jinder Mahal. Who will worship Jinder Mahal? And Bobby Roode ends up coming out, saying the only hypocrite is Jinder. And he says to Jinder, he doesn't deserve any respect. And the respect Jinder is going to deserve is when he beats him at WrestleMania and takes back, the U.S. title. And then Randy Orton comes out, tells Jinder to shut up and that he sucks. And then Jinder Mahal ends up pushing Sunil Singh, and Jinder Mahal, gets the easy way out, gets out of the ring. And so Bobby Roode ends up giving Sunil Singh a glorious DDT. Roode was going to go for the glorious DDT on Randy Orton, but Randy Orton reversed it. Orton was trying to hit Roode with the RKO, but Roode ended up reversing that. And pretty much that basically ended the segment. But it's the same old shit from all three of them. Nothing new. So, and then we had tag team women's match: Becky Lynch and Naomi versus Sarah Logan and Liv Morgan. This was boring match in my opinion. Becky Lynch and Naomi got the win. Becky applied the disarmor on Sarah Logan. Pretty much it was a boring match. It was nothing special happened in this match. And then we had the main event segment where Daniel Bryan came back out to address Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn. Owens and Sami end up coming out. Owens says, they weren't going to come to SmackDown tonight because Shane wasn't here. But they had to come because of Daniel Bryan, because both of them saw notification about Daniel Bryan being cleared. Sami says, him and Owens and Daniel are like a dream team. And Daniel ends up saying to the both of them, that he brought them both out here because of what he did, because of what Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn did to Shane last week. And Owens ends up saying that he and Sammy got carried away for doing that. And Daniel says, they are the two best performers in this generation. Then we had Daniel Bryan end up firing both Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn for what they did to Shane last week. And Daniel was like, I didn't want to do this. I don't want to fire both of you. And so he had to do the right thing. So he ended up, Daniel Bryan ended up putting out his hand for, Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn to shake his hand. And both Owens and Sami shake Daniel's hand. And then, we see Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn, trying to, get out of the ring. And then Owens just attacks Daniel. Sami starts, throwing punches at Daniel. Daniel ends up, beating up, both of them. He did the yes kicks, the yes kick to Kevin Owens, which that was really awesome. I was really hyped, to see that, to see Daniel Bryan doing that. He still got it. So, but that was really cool to see the yes kicks from Daniel Bryan. Doing it to Kevin Owens. Sorry about that, but I was saying, it was good seeing Daniel Bryan do the yes kicks to Kevin Owens. And then we had Sami Zayn and Kevin Owens, take out Daniel Bryan once again. Sami ends up hitting the Helluva kick to Daniel Bryan, laying him out. Then they go out of the ring. Kevin Owens hits a pop-up powerbomb on Daniel Bryan on the ring apron, which is the hardest part of the ring outside. Daniel Bryan is just laid out. And the EMTs then come and put, him on a stretcher. So, last night it was Roman Reigns that got put on a stretcher on Raw. Now tonight it's Daniel Bryan. So, and then pretty much that ended SmackDown tonight with Daniel Bryan, being put on the stretcher. And then we're moving on now to the mixed match challenge match. It was The Miz and Asuka versus Braun Strowman and Alexa Bliss. And this match, it was decent. Beginning of the match, it was like, oh, who's going to get in the ring first? It was going to be Asuka and Alexa, and then Asuka tagged in Miz. And, Miz had a really scared look on his face. He looked like he didn't want to face Braun Strowman. But, Miz ended up tagging back in Asuka. It was just back and forth, tagging in who's going to start the match. And then Miz got back in the ring. Strowman ended up drop kicking Miz. And the match, pretty much got underway from there. But Strowman was just dominating on the Miz throughout this match. Pretty much this was basically Braun Strowman's match. And, it's just, Miz did his best to try to take down Strowman. But Strowman ended up just coming back. And Asuka and Alexa, they were okay. But basically the whole standout in this match was Braun Strowman. He had one point, Alexa was, got on, Braun Strowman. It looked like they were gonna, make them kiss, but didn't happen. But he had Strowman just throw the Miz into the barricade later on in the match. And then Strowman just comes and then just spears Miz through the timekeeper area, through the barricade, which was pretty cool. It was awesome, just laid out the Miz out there. And then it was down to Asuka and Alexa. The end, you had Asuka, locking in the Asuka lock on Alexa. Alexa ends up tapping out, and so the Miz and Asuka win the match. They're moving on. So, but all in all, it was a decent match. Braun Strowman was the standout in this match. But it was pretty good. It was a decent, good match. And next week on the Mixed Match Challenge, it's going to be Bobby Roode and Charlotte versus Finn Balor and Sasha Banks. Finn Balor and Sasha Banks won it because there was a second chance. People had to go on the Facebook and do like they had certain superstars who competed in the Mixed Match Challenge. Like Elias and Bayley, Mandy Rose and Goldust. It was just all those, and the fans had to choose which superstars should get a second chance, and so they had to do like hashtag Elias Bayley, hashtag like Goldust Mandy Rose. But it was announced tonight that the winners were Finn Balor and Sasha Banks. So that's gonna be pretty interesting to see next week. So yeah. So anyways, that's it for my review of SmackDown, tonight's edition of SmackDown, and also the Mixed Match Challenge. Thank you all for watching, and be sure to give this video a thumbs up, comment, subscribe, and it's gonna be a pretty crazy day tomorrow. We're having a fourth nor'easter here. Said it probably gonna get like 10 inches of snow here in the tri-state area. So yeah, snow. Fuck the snow. Thank God, spring is here, and hopefully this is the last of the snow, because I'm fucking tired of the snow here. I'm tired of winter in general. So, but yeah, so that's happening tomorrow. But so yeah, so that's it for this video. Give this video a thumbs up, comment, subscribe, and until next video, I'll see you all later. Bye.